Hi there. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last episode was, a bit of a slower-paced one. We mostly just talked a lot, but we did get to meet Iris Wilson proper. And she was interesting. Her theme is very catchy, and apparently she is the author of the books or the stories that make up the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, which is funny because the detail about her changing details to make more compelling stories, I don't know. It's funny to imagine that our perception, our version of the Sherlock Holmes stories, are the way they are because Iris is the one who changed the details, like the thing with the snake and the speckled band. But yeah, anyway, so we talked to her, and now we're going to go back to the crime scene, and we're going to bribe some cops, and hopefully we'll run into Herlock again because, well, we need to get some more, we need to get straight poop out of him. It just kind of looks like they're standing around, honestly. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation. Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible. Yes. And let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. Yeah, so we are. We're just straight up bribing him. Wow. More like amoral attorney, am I right? Oh, hello. So do you have anything new to say? Okay, no, okay, nothing new to say. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, we still examined everything, so, yeah. I guess we'll just present this. Victoria Del Gratadia. This is a 5-shilling piece, isn't it? I believe it's called a crown. Well, yes, and you can train a Scotland Yard detective to do whatever you want with just a single one. Iris must be the most powerful 10-year-old in the world. How much is 5 shillings, by the way? What's it really worth? Well, it's probably enough to buy all the chips the inspector could possibly eat in a whole month. That's greasy. Ooh, what's up? Let's see, what does the message say? Iris's little handwriting is adorable, isn't it? Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. Ah, yes. The handwriting might be adorable, but the message is ominous. God damn it. There's no room for sentiment there. I'm sure it's simply the way you're interpreting it, Mr. Naruhodo. Anyway, I do hope the inspector will tell us what we need to know when he reads it. You don't think it will just make him munch piping hot chips until the steam comes out of his ears, do you? Well, that wouldn't be an entirely terrible outcome. Yeah, I mean, if he dies, then that means we're free to investigate. Also, yeah, that fucking is, worded like a threat, as much as a bribe. Anyway, here, look at this. No, sorry. Inspect this. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment? I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. I'm much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gadabouts, that's for sure. Wow. You're a real fucking sour fucking personality, aren't you, pal? We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson. What? For me? From her ladyship? Her ladyship? Give that here, at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me. Ah! Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? What was that coin exactly? It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's, well, it's an appearance fee, that's what it is. An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean... That's right, for the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me. Every time. Aw, well that's nice of her. I thought we were just bribing you, but, I mean, I guess it is still technically a bribe, but you're getting paid for the, you know, for the work you do, at least. Yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly. Of course, her using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still. I am sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you. Sorry, I'm eating cheese, by the way, so... never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then, eh? Sorry. Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. But obviously it's not a problem. Go on in, fire away. What do you want to know? Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Ah, haha. This is a knife-wielding, mustached Japanese fellow. He lives in a right old hovel, just over there. Look. Oh, it's literally right next door. Gee, you didn't have to fucking run far, did you, Natsume? On the first floor of that house on the corner, where that wreck of a bicycle's propped up. That is nearby indeed. If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garrideb. That's a cool name. Right, well, if you see her again, you make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean it. You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes. Oh, that's nice. You might not like Herlock, but at least you like Iris. Don't worry, Inspector, we will. Goodbye for now, then. And long live her ladyship. Her ladyship. Well, at least he told us what he wanted to know before he left. Yes. So then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? And maybe we can steal this. Maybe we can just like break in and steal all his stuff. Wouldn't that be a funny troll? Oh, all right. Let's check out his lodgings. Huh. Well, at least it's nicer on the outside, or nicer on the inside than it looks on the outside. Hello. May I help you? Yes. Would these be the residence of, Mr. John Garrideb? Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling? My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Suzuki Natsume. I believe he takes lodging here. Ooh. We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client. One moment, sorry. I don't know, what kind of voice to do? One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garrideb. Did you see that, Mr. Sato? That was a real-life English maid. Gee, don't be a fucking teaboo about it. I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. I wonder if the whole... Well, you know how Japanese, in a lot of anime and other things, there's like maid cafes and... Well, you know there's like maid cafes and stuff. I bet they were influenced by the kind of stuff that they saw here, you know, back in the day, you know, in this time period when they were like modernizing and adopting Western culture as their own. That was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better. It certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it? We need only to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete. Oh, man, imagine... Well... I wonder if we will meet a butler at some point. Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment. Thank you for waiting. Mr. Gardev will see you now. This way. Oh. Hello. Before I do that, though, let me examine some things. That uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it? It's clearly been well looked after, though. That old thing, pah, no more better than rags, really. Oh? Oh, sorry. I'm enjoying a bit of sausage right now. You have to excuse me. Okay, well, I guess since I'm examining now, I'm talking to him before I actually formally meet him, but whatever. I wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know. But I'm not one for dwelling on the past, me. Would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, doesn't hurt to have the old piece of memorabilia lying around, does it? Oh, I see. Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. That's a bloody fucking cannon! What's it doing in here? Oh my, it's real! I thought it might be a replica. That old thing. Bah! That's little more than a toy. Sorry. The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. You never know when the enemy might attack next. It's jolly useful to have a cannon about the house. Really? It isn't overkill. Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy. Boy. Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Gardev? Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over to the barrel, you see? They draw very well, the cannon there, Joan tells me. Which, well, rather proves my point, I feel. It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame. Oh hey, I mean, you gotta use it for something. Hey, you got some books. I noticed you have a pile of books here, Mr. Gardev. Do you enjoy reading? Ever experienced a London winter, boy? The nights are long. No better way to pass the time than in front of the fire with a jolly good book. Oh, there's a copy of Rand's magazine here, I see. Did you hear that I'm a fan of Rand's magazine? No doubt Mr. Gardev enjoys the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, too. The great detective has many great followers, it would seem. Hey, look, you got your own little medal. That looks like a Medal of Honor. And it's showcased on a very grand banner. Yes. It's displayed with some pride, I would say. Although it bothers me that it's not straight. What? That old thing. Sorry. I should be glad to see the back of it, but the general will return to his grave if I dispose of it. The wall's the best place for it. Keeps the bloody thing out of my way. So it's just been polished to shine by accident, I suppose. There appears to be an inscription on the metal itself. Look! Let me see. It says, for distinguished participation... Oh. You got a participation trophy medal. I see. Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, but I was given that for my time in the army. I can't measure an officer by the number of medals to his name, of course. Some knowledge of military circles. Hey, it's a portrait of himself. That portrait of Mr. Garadev is glaring at me, I swear. Have you noticed that all the little frames contain photographic prints of Mr. Garadev as well? Yes, and there seems to be a statue of a lion on the mantelpiece as well. Ah, yes. Seemed to come back from the local pawnbroker with that little trinket. Seemed to come back? What do you mean? Yeah, the chap who runs the place is a bally wizard. Went in to sell him something and came out with that thing. In point of fact, now that I think about it, I rather often find myself leaving the place with something I don't need. That's a bit weird. The lion ornament certainly does seem surplus to requirements. Suzaru-san doesn't pull her punches, or her throws for that matter. What's this? Is it like your royal shower? Look at that enormous screen. It must have been put there deliberately, surely. Oh yes, it certainly seems like someone's trying to hide something from view. What could be behind it, I wonder? I'm going to have a very quick look. Just a little peek. Ahem, ahem! Maybe let's not, Miss Sato. I think the maid is going to head us off with a cup of tea. Ahem, ahem! What do we got here? Oh, look! What a wonderful collection of cakes lined up on that gleaming silver cake stand. Lined up? It looks more like someone has half demolished them to me. Afternoon tea. Oh, sorry, it's maid. Afternoon tea is a time of indulgence, you know. It's quite the English way. It's Mr. Garadev's custom to take 2 cakes with his tea. That sounds delightful. Oh, wait a minute, though. There are at least 10 cakes on this cake stand. Well, naturally, and it would never do to waste the leftovers. So whatever Mr. Garadev doesn't eat, I say to myself, Joan, you shall have to tidy up. How, magnanimous of you. Yeah, it looks like someone just fucking went to town. Jeez. Look at this crockery on display here. It's, rather unusual, isn't it? Oh my! A genuine London dresser. Isn't it wonderful? Ugh. Although, the shelves seem to be broken, and the, crockery is... Oh dear! It's in pieces! It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do that chinaware justice. Ah, I wonder. Perhaps a cannon was fired at it. Yes, probably something like that. But let's not delve too... I don't know why it does that sometimes. I'm just sitting here. Also, wasn't the window, like, bricked up when we looked at it from the outside? This window looks out over Briar Road, where the young woman was attacked. Oh, yes, I can make out the policeman on the far side of the road, investigating the crime scene. The glass is rather murky, isn't it? But you can't see very clearly. Does this thing open at all, I wonder? I shouldn't underestimate the bitterness of a London winter, sir. Sorry. As soon as you open that window, the tea will freeze in the pot. No Londoner would go opening windows at dusk in the middle of winter, I assure you. It seems very likely that these two would have seen anything of the incident then. Yeah, but again, wasn't it bricked out? Like, it's the same place, right? It was bricked, wasn't it? Okay, well maybe we should actually examine him now, so we can talk. Good day to you. John Garadeb, at your service. Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer. Do excuse me not getting up. Took a shot to the knee a few years back in the Battle of Maiwan, don't you know? How the fuck would I know if you didn't just tell me? Had to medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from service. Headed over the range to the up-and-comings. So he's a retired soldier. Yeah, it's a hell of a job getting up and downstairs now, I can tell you. Don't get out much, as you can imagine. Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs. You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo. Do you think so? Well, Mr. Garadeb, no doubt you are very courageous to earn yourself a medal. Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a photo, really. Wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly. Joan! Fetch... Oh... What the... Dash it all, woman! Be careful! What the hecky? Oh, dearie me, I do beg your pardon, sir. You jolly nearly took the skin off my hands. I shall be more careful, sir. So, anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life now. Yeah, I see. Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs. Is that right? Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us. Only too pleased, naturally. Especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Blighty. We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were. Oh, is it? Even had some famous detective poking around, you know. In this old house, would you believe? Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business. Oh, but... You have a copy of Rand's magazine here, so... Ah, no, Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak. So he's in Sasaki-san's room. It's a bally nuisance is what it is. Our whole neighborhood's catching it twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling. About Mr. Matsunomi then, Mr. Garadeb, please do tell us. Ah, yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week. Oh, just 1 week. So he moved in very recently then. I have 2 lodgers most of the time. One on the ground floor, and one just below us. Oh, that's why the window is only dually. Okay, well, as I was saying, that's why the window was not bricked up here, because we're actually on the 2nd floor or 3rd floor or whatever. Okay, cool. Anyway, what did he say? The 1st floor room became available a week ago, you see. There'd been... Okay, and then... Yeah, dash it all, Joan. Do be careful. Oh my goodness! I'm terribly sorry, sir. If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him. Oh, why? He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had "shady" written all across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything. We won't be calling this man as a witness, that's for goddamn sure. Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all? Yes. Oh, yes, indeed there was. And she's dying to tell us. Okay, well, what was shady? Okay, explain. Had you noticed anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume? Oh my word, yes! The man was shadier than her orchard. Could you elaborate? Well, take the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is. More than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes a time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off to that old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed too. Oh, I see. The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night, but I've never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning. Dude, same, am I right, guys? Type F in the chat if you're don't go to sleep on time. Ah. Could you clarify something, I wonder? What, pray? How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine? Oh! I'd understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house. Is that correct? That's right, yes. They're both below us, on the first floor and street level. Then, how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times that they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times that they go to bed. Is that really so strange for them to know? Geez, pay more attention, lady. Maybe don't close your eyes when you're pouring tea for the guy. Good grief, Joan. Do be more careful, woman. Oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir. Something doesn't add up here. Okay, well, ignoring that. It seems that the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out of the window at or around that time? The window? Yeah, that one. Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby? 5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garadeb household. So I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan? No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well. I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road. Oh, I see. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then? Such as... anything at all. Even if it seems unrelated. Fuck. Sorry. Well... yes. Was there something, then? Well, it's nothing particularly significant, but at around that sort of time there, that... Again, what the fuck? Stop pouring tea on this poor man. Jeez. For the love of God, Joan, what was you doing? Oh, do you need me? What have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir. Do be more careful, woman. Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Naruhalo. First of all, fuck you. Oh, yeah. I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that tower. Nothing at all. Are you sure about that? It sounds like Garrett here was about to say something, but then you, like, stopped him by pouring tea on him. Oh. Really? Mr. Garrett, the way you were talking before, it sounded rather like the might have been. Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really. Nothing of... Oh my god, how many times are you going to do that? Seriously, what the fuck? Joan, dash it all! What is the matter with you, woman? Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened. Yes, quite. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal, Joan? That's right! Meow, that's right, Mr. Garrett. What is the matter with these two? Honestly, like, what the fuck? There's all kinds of wacky characters in these games, that's for sure. It sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident. But what? I wish I knew, but fucking... They're not gonna tell me, I guess. Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on? Why, certainly. Just below us on the first floor. And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there, even as we speak. Yes. Told me Natsu's name and asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key. Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services? I think that's a fucking lie. Yeah, exactly. Would it be alright if we also had a look around? In Mr. Natsume's room, I mean. I don't see why not. It's just down one flight of stairs. Sorry. Who knows if we'll find anything that can help us with the case. But we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on. Shall we? Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more. Well, alright, you two, weirdos. Try not to, like, burn this man's thigh with more hot tea while I'm gone. Okay, well, let's check out Natsume's room. Holy doodly! You got no fucking books in there, mate. What? Just look at this place. And smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's mountains of old books that are responsible for that. Even Susato is surprised. I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life. No, me neither. It's so dark in here too. Is that the window over there? See, so that's the bricked out window. Well, it was the window, I think, yes. Once upon a time. For some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. So this is where Mr. Natsume lives. Okay, you know, I was gonna be like, oh, fucking Garrett, the lady person, the two of them, like, I was gonna say, hey, maybe you shouldn't judge the guy for having books. But, like, honestly, that's a lot of fucking books. Like, if someone was lodging in my room, or a room I had, and, like, they had that many books, I probably think they were, like, the fucking Unabomber or some shit. Like, jeez, do they even have time to read all those books? Come on, man. By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere. Have you? Have you? Well, no, that's true. But according to what Mr. Garrett told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. Well, knowing him, I'm probably going to be like, I'm going to look down at, like, my shoe, and then when I fucking, like, stand up, he's going to, like, just be there right in my face and, like, jump scare me like he's, Freddy Fazbear or what have you. But you know what, the last two episodes have been a little kind of long, so, it might be a good idea to kind of have a shorter one, I think. So I think I'm going to leave this off for here right now. I do want to play more, honestly, but because I am curious to see what all these books and also look at the cat, look at him. Anyway, but we'll travel that road in due time. But until then,